Okay, when you hear the name Samsung, you probably think of your phone, right? Or maybe your TV. But that's just the public face. The real Samsung is this sprawling, kind of controversial empire. And what we're going to uncover today goes way beyond anything you'd find in an electronics store.
So, let me ask you a quick question. What do a smartphone, the world's tallest building, and a massive container ship have in common? I mean, a ship the size of 4 football fields. It sounds like a riddle, right? Well, the answer is a single, very familiar name.
Yup, it's all Samsung. That's right, the same company that started out as a tiny little trading post selling dried fish and noodles is behind all of these incredible modern marvels. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
So just how big is this hidden empire we're talking about? Okay, let's dive in and go way beyond the electronics store because you're about to see the true scale of what Samsung actually does.
I mean, just look at this list. It's wild. Their construction division, they didn't just build the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. They also built Malaysia's Petronas Towers. Their heavy industries division is one of the biggest shipbuilders on the planet. But it doesn't stop there. We're talking military hardware, fighter jets, tanks. We're talking about South Korea's largest insurance company. Oh, and they've got a massive chemical manufacturing arm too. It's a lot.
So, you see, the phones and TVs we all know and buy, they're literally just the tip of the iceberg. What lies beneath the surface is this incredible story of ambition, immense power, and, well, some pretty uncomfortable truths. So, how does a noodle shop become a global superpower? To figure that out, we have to go back, way back to the beginning, to see exactly how this empire was built from the ground up. And, the founder's ambition was literally baked into the name itself. Samsung is Korean for 3 stars. The 3 was meant to symbolize something big and powerful, and the stars represented the idea of being everlasting. Talk about a bold mission statement, right? And it turned out to be, well, shockingly accurate. So here's how it went down. It all started super small back in 1938. But after the Korean War, the founder, Lee Byung-chul, he made this really smart pivot into essentials like sugar and textiles to help rebuild the nation. But the real game changer, that came in 1969. They jumped into the brand new world of electronics, starting with a simple black and white TV. From there, things just took off. By the early 80s, they were building personal computers, and that set the stage for everything to come. And this led to probably their most powerful strategic move ever. See, Samsung realized it was way too dependent on other companies for all the crucial parts. So what was their solution? Simple. Buy a semiconductor company and just make their own. And they got so good at it that today they supply essential components like memory chips to pretty much the entire industry. And yes, that includes their biggest rival, Apple. That one move really laid the groundwork for what they would become. So now let's take a look at the full scope of the modern Samsung empire, especially inside South Korea.
Okay, inside South Korea, it is almost impossible to overstate Samsung's reach. I mean, forget the industrial stuff for a second. They run the country's largest life insurance company, its biggest theme park, a top-tier hospital. They even have an entire corporate city in Seoul called Samsung Town. It's everywhere.
And to put that dominance into perspective, just look at this number. Back in 2014, the revenue of all the Samsung companies combined was equal to a staggering 17% of South Korea's entire GDP. Let that sink in. One single company group making up almost a fifth of a major global economy's output. That's just insane.
So what this all means is that in South Korea, Samsung isn't just another company. No way. It's an institution. Its influence is so deep that it's woven into the very fabric of daily life there.
But you have to ask, how does a company get that powerful? It doesn't just happen by accident. And this brings us to the more controversial side of the story. How Samsung's rise was really engineered.
So it really begs the question, right? How did this happen? Was all this incredible growth just the result of brilliant business strategy and innovation? Or was there something else at play? Well, the truth is, this wasn't just about good business. See, after the war, the South Korean government was desperate to rebuild, so they handpicked a few big family-run companies, they call them chaebol, to lead the charge, and Samsung was their chosen champion. While other businesses were paying full taxes, Samsung, they reportedly got a 50% tax cut. While others had to deal with foreign competition, the government just banned imported electronics to protect Samsung. Needed a loan? The government banks were basically wide open for them. The secret ingredient here was political power.
The founder, Lee Byung-chul, he was a master at building political connections. He was actually a close friend of the South Korean president, and that relationship, it gave Samsung advantages you just can't compete with. The government support was so total that it basically crushed any smaller businesses that even tried to get in the game.
And over time, this created a feeling that Samsung was just above the law. I mean, on multiple occasions, its chairman was convicted of serious crimes like bribery and tax evasion, only to be publicly pardoned by the president. It sent a really clear message. Samsung was too important to fail and way too powerful to be held accountable. But here's the thing, a corporate culture that's built on unchecked power and winning at all costs, well, that can lead to disaster. And that is exactly what happened next.
This relentless drive to dominate, to beat the competition no matter what, it eventually had very real and very dangerous consequences for millions of its actual customers.
And this all came to a head in 2016 with the Galaxy Note 7. You probably remember this. Samsung was obsessed with beating Apple's new iPhone to the market. The pressure inside the company was just immense. So they rushed the entire design and engineering process. And in that frenzy to win, crucial safety and quality checks were apparently skipped. The result? A global disaster. Phones were literally catching fire. They got banned from airplanes. It all ended in one of the most humiliating product recalls in the history of tech.
The financial hit was just enormous. The recall and stopping production ended up costing the company over $5 billion. And that's not even counting the incredible damage to its reputation.
And yet, here's the most incredible part of this whole story. Despite the bribery scandals, the exploding phones, the accusations of cronyism, Samsung is more powerful today than ever. They have this astonishing ability to innovate and just weather any storm, all fueled by that deep control of their supply chain and, let's be honest, the backing that comes with being too big to fail.
Which leaves us with this final, fascinating question. What is the true legacy of Samsung? Is it the national hero that basically lifted South Korea from the ashes of war and put it on the global stage? Or is it a corporate monster born from an unfair system that's just become too big and too powerful to fail? The answer, as you can see, is not simple at all.